Okay, so I need to tell you what's happening right now because the internet has completely lost its mind over Selena Gomez. Like, not even in a small way. We're talking full-blown conspiracy territory, and it's spreading fast. So here's where it starts. Benny Blanco, her husband, posted something totally normal on his Instagram. Whatever it was, doesn't even matter. Because people flooded his comments asking things like, is that the real Selena? And are you her handler? And did they clone her? Handler. They asked if he's her handler. And these comments are getting thousands of likes. Thousands. So this isn't just one random person in a tinfoil hat. This is a whole movement of people who are genuinely convinced that the Selena Gomez we're seeing right now is not the original Selena Gomez. And I know how that sounds, I know. But just hear me out, because once you go down this rabbit hole, it starts getting harder to fully shake off. So the clone theory, where did it even come from? It kicked off on TikTok, which, obviously, someone started pointing out that Selena looks noticeably different from how she looked before 2017. And not just like she aged or changed her style. People are saying her face structure is different, her skin tone shifts drastically between appearances. She has a mole that used to be on one side of her face and now allegedly shows up on the other side in some videos, like completely flipped. And her voice, people have been obsessing over how her speaking voice went from this bubbly, fast-talking teenager energy to something slower and more muffled. She actually addressed the voice thing herself on a live and said sometimes her throat swells, which, okay, but people weren't satisfied. Now here's where it gets messier. The timeline that keeps coming up is 2017, because in September of 2017, Selena had her kidney transplant surgery, which was a huge deal. She nearly died. Her best friend, Francia Raisa, was the donor. Major medical event. And conspiracy theorists are pointing to that year as the turning point. Before 2017, one Selena. After 2017, supposedly a different one. And they're mapping everything. The face, the moles, the voice, the personality, back to that moment. Is it plastic surgery? Is it the health stuff? Is it the medication she's been on for lupus? Probably, honestly. But the internet doesn't want the boring answer. And then, okay, this is where Justin Bieber gets pulled in, because of course he does. There's this tattoo Justin got back in 2013, an angel on his wrist. At the time, everyone said it was based on a photo of Selena from a magazine shoot, which tracks because he also got a portrait of Hailey tattooed on his body. So he's clearly a tattoo about your partner kind of guy. Normal enough. But people started connecting it to this idea that Justin knew something, that the tattoo was a memorial, a tribute to someone who was gone. And then someone pulled up footage of Justin performing a song at the VMAs, Ghost. And people started freeze-framing celebrity reactions in the crowd, reading into every facial expression, claiming that everyone in that room knew exactly what the song was really about, that he was grieving. Is that a stretch? Yes, obviously. But when you put it together with everything else people are saying, it starts to feel like a very elaborate story that a certain corner of the internet has completely committed to. Now, the Epstein part. Because this is what really sent things into overdrive. When the Epstein files started dropping and people were going through every email, every name, every reference, Selena's name came up. Epstein was emailing someone and mentioned Selena Gomez in the context of a film role. Specifically, it looks like it was in reference to a Woody Allen project she actually did work on, a real movie with a real cast. So in that email, it seems like Epstein was just talking about a casting decision that had already been made, not anything more than that. But the timing of that email, July 2017, is what people latched onto, because her surgery was just a couple months later. And now people are spinning out entire theories connecting those dots in ways that are honestly kind of dark to even say out loud. And I'm not going to pretend I think Selena Gomez is some kind of Epstein associate. That's not what I'm saying at all. But the fact that her name appeared in those files gave the clone theorists and the conspiracy crowd the match they needed to light everything on fire. Because now it's not just she looks different. Now it's why does she look different and why was her name in those files? There's also this whole other layer involving Jennifer Aniston that people keep bringing up. These videos of Selena talking about going to Jennifer's house for pizza and Jennifer hosting these gatherings and the crowd that comes with it. And someone in the comments of one of these videos connected it to a broader thing about Hollywood social circles and who knows who, which is being framed as meaningful in a way I'm not even fully going to get into because it goes to places that feel irresponsible to amplify. But I'll say this, the fact that people are connecting pizza to conspiracy theories in 2025 tells you everything about where we are culturally right now. Here's what I actually think is happening, for whatever that's worth. Selena Gomez has been famous since she was a child. We have footage of her from every single year of her life. We've watched her go through lupus, a kidney transplant, a very public and emotionally messy relationship with one of the most scrutinized men in music, mental health struggles she's been open about, and the kind of Hollywood pressure that reshapes people in ways that aren't always visible until you look at old footage side by side. Of course she looks different. Of course her energy is different. She's been through it in a way most people never will be. And yeah, there's probably plastic surgery in there too. Veneers alone change the way a person's mouth moves when they talk. Ask anyone who's gotten them. Cheek filler, a facelift, whatever she may or may not have had done, it changes faces. That's not conspiracy, that's just Hollywood. But the internet doesn't want the human explanation. The internet wants the dark version. And right now, the dark version is winning the algorithm. What I can't stop thinking about though, and this is the part that actually makes me uneasy, is how quickly all of this spread. Benny Blanco posted something totally mundane, and within hours, his comment section turned into a referendum on whether his wife is a real human being. She's sitting somewhere right now, probably reading some of this, and the internet is debating her existence. That's a specific kind of surreal that I don't think we've fully reckoned with yet. And the Epstein files are still coming out. More names, more emails, more context, or lack of context, that people are going to run with. Selena's name was mentioned once in what looks like a pretty explainable way. But once you're in those files, you're in those files. And in 2025, being in those files means something to a lot of people, regardless of the details. So here's where I'm leaving this, because honestly, there's more to dig into, and I'm not sure I'm ready to go there yet. The clone theory is the loudest thing right now. But underneath it, there's a real question about what people actually believe happened to Selena Gomez in 2017, and whether any explanation, no matter how reasonable, is going to satisfy the people who are already convinced they know the answer. And there's one more thing someone pointed out that I've been sitting with. Something about the timeline, about who was around her and what certain people knew before everything went public. I'm still looking into it, but when I figure it out, you'll be the first to know.